Good morning and welcome to the final video of the Financial Stress and Money Mindset series. And I believe this is video 15. So I want to do a quick overview of all of the videos that we've done, the last 14 videos, and just kind of do a quick overview and touch things up and complete this series today. And hopefully today you'll gain some insights on putting kind of everything together in the whole series. And maybe it'll inspire you to watch the whole series again. And normally I do things on the fly, and I get an idea in my head and I just go with it and walk around in the forest. And today I've got some notes because I really want to just remember all 14 videos, and it's hard to just remember that without notes. So I'm going to be looking at my notes here that are on the tree right in front of me a little bit. So in this series we covered a lot of things, and awareness I think is the most important one. It's the front one. You know, we can't really change what's going on or make any deliberate, purposeful change unless we can be present with what's going on with where we are in life. We have to be clear on our map. I talked about this before in this series and other series, where if we're trying to go somewhere and we're holding up a big map and we're looking at the map and we want to, get to Disneyland over here, but we don't know where we are. So how can we navigate to get to where we want to go if we don't know where we are on the map? So that's the first thing. And same with our phone, our digital navigators. If it can't tell where we are, it can't actually help us get anywhere. So awareness is you are here on the map. It tells you your location, so then you can plot your route from here to where you want to go, and that's your goals. So awareness is so helpful. Connecting to your body, feelings, sensations, and I always talk about an awareness practice that is crucial, a meditation awareness practice to practice being present in the moment with your body, feelings, and sensations. But one of the other things are what's limiting you, what's blocking you, what's really holding you back? Why are you wanting to get away from where you are so much? Maybe there's some unhappiness. Maybe you don't feel good about yourself. You feel unworthy or unlovable or lack of confidence, or you just don't feel you belong in life, or everything's going wrong. Nothing's ever working out. Limiting beliefs. We need to go into the subconscious mind and start learning and understanding about limiting beliefs and how our belief systems are really holding us back. And so after we go into limiting beliefs, we're going to go into goals and get into a little bit of clarity. What is it you're really wanting? And go into the essence of what you're really wanting, and that way we can use that feeling of the essence to help us move towards our goals and to help us evolve into the person that can achieve them. It's like our 1,000-piece puzzle I talked about. If you're thinking, it's a horse puzzle, and they mixed it up though at the factory, and it's a horse and on the picture and the barn, and there's the pond and the nice picket fence and all of that, and there's a horse out in the field behind the fence. If that's what you're expecting, but they mix it up and it's the pig farm, and there's inside the barn and there's a whole bunch of pigs, and you've put it together and every single piece just doesn't look right. It just doesn't look right, and eventually you finish it and it's a pig puzzle. Well, you can't actually receive the horse puzzle and complete the horse puzzle if you're putting down the pieces of the pig puzzle. So the 1,000-piece puzzle is looking at the essence of your goals in the previous step I just mentioned, of what is it you're wanting, looking at the essence of what you want, what's your motivation behind what you want. And in every step of what you do, looking at your bigger goal, break it down into smaller steps and bring that essence into every step, like a 1,000-piece puzzle, a blank puzzle. Every step you bring in the feeling of freedom, if that's what you're wanting, and you're wanting to travel, or you're wanting that feeling of freedom and excitement and adventure. So bring freedom, excitement, and adventure in everything that you do, and look for freedom and excitement and adventure in every day. And how can I live my life today with freedom, excitement, and adventure? So every piece of the puzzle that you put down is freedom, excitement, and adventure. And so every piece, that becomes your goal when you're on that piece, to specifically put that piece down and live freedom, excitement, and adventure in every piece that you put down. And then when you finished it, you've got 1,000 pieces, 1,000 practices, 1,000 experiences of freedom and excitement and adventure. And so that's how we do it. But if we complain every single step 1,000 times, oh, this isn't working, it's too hard, I just want to give up, 1,000 times of putting yourself down, procrastinating, getting upset, well, that's what you've completed. Even if you actually completed the goal and achieved the thing, you didn't emotionally, you might as well just not even bother, because when you get there after the 1,000 pieces and achieved it, it's just filled with unhappiness. You're just going to be unhappy and just want something else, and well, I did it, but it's not very good. And so bring the essence of what you want, the positive feelings, the good feelings into every step, okay, and raise your vibration. Like 100 FM, if we're residing at 50 FM, we can't pick up anything on that radio station. It's everywhere, just like the abundance that is meant for you. It is everywhere. It exists right here, right now, in this present moment. But if we're residing at 50 FM, everything that we're wanting at 100 FM, it's here, but we just can't receive it because we're not tuned into that frequency. So it's how can we raise our frequency? And that's focusing on gratitudes, focusing on things we appreciate. Oh, I'm so blessed for everything I have in my life. I really appreciate this. Focus on that abundance. It raises your frequency and brings you up to that frequency of abundance and flow, of somebody who already has what you want, and then it comes into your life more easily. Somehow it just happens spontaneously. People, opportunities, things happen that align you with it very quickly, and it comes into your life so much easier. And planting seeds in your garden. You know, what kind of garden do you want? What are you going to call the weeds, and what are you going to call the flowers? What are you going to water? What are you going to tend to? So pulling the weeds, okay, those thoughts that pull you down, the negative beliefs, the feelings of not good enough. Notice and go, okay, there's some work that needs to be done here. There's a part of me that needs some loving attention. Then you start raising your vibration. You start moving up. You start getting clearer on your goals, and you start more and more and more. You elevate, and you start becoming the person that is aligned with your goals just naturally. Okay, and what you focus on is what you get. What you practice is what you get every day. So take a look at what you're saying, the first thing that comes out of your mouth when you see somebody. Is it focusing on problems, or is it focusing on your excitement for the day? And you move from problems into solutions to create solutions and rising above them. That's how you create change, because you want your life to change. You have to be willing to change. You know, you can't just expect to be the person here and be struggling and challenged in life. You want this, but you're not willing to change. You have to change. That's a change to receive the new thing in your life. So you have to be willing to change. Okay, because what got you here can't get you there. What got you here by being the same person just keeps repeating the same here, 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 here. If you want to get here, you've got to start stretching yourself out of your comfort zone into new heights, new versions of yourself, raising your vibration. You know, planting seeds. Really start trusting your heart and your intuition, your excitement, your curiosity, fulfillment, happiness. Excitement, you know, that feeling of excitement is huge. Getting excited and curious about things, interested in things every day, looking at the day like it's a brand new day. What is there in today that's exciting and interesting that I can learn? Even if you're doing the same things every week, you know, a job that's repeating the same things, meet it in a different way. Mindfulness and abundance, it opens up presence. Your point of power is in the present moment, and you can't receive what you want. You can't make a change without being present with the change, and deliberate change is going to get you more of what you want than just operating from old default programs. And that's where working through limiting beliefs, that if we just keep doing, you know, we keep doing the same thing that got us here, we get the same result. And it's like Einstein, you know, you can't you know, expecting, you know, doing the same thing over and over, repeating the same thing, but expecting a different result. That's the definition of insanity that he said. So connecting to your inner compass, your heart and your intuition, connecting to the moment, staying on track. You get pulled off track, just like the airplane. It's going, you know, wherever it's going, a 5-hour flight. It might even be flying this way, but it's still, they keep course correcting, back on track, back on track. Apparently they spend most of their time course correcting, but the plane somehow gets there because they kept their goal in mind and they just kept going there and going in that direction. So keep walking in that direction, staying on track. You get pulled down, look at that, take a look at it. Okay, how can I make a change? How can I grow? How can I learn from this? And who are you becoming? Because that's what gets you here. If you have a hard time handling here, if you have difficulty with life, and I want to get here because it's just going to feel better, and as I feel terrible here, you're not ever going to get there. You know, you're going to go up the mountain, but you're going to bring all your baggage with you and still not feel good when you get there. You have to be able to handle here, feel good about here to be able to handle the next step. Then you can handle a little more, and then you get good with being there. You get good with being a little, handling a little more and a little more. The person you need to become. Who is the person you need to become to achieve your goal? Who is that person? Get to know that person, and that's what is going to draw you there. Okay? And meditation and manifesting. Once we really start getting present and clear with who we are, we start dropping the mask of who we're not. It takes a lot of energy trying to be somebody that we're not, trying to fit in, trying to cope with circumstances, not feeling you have a voice that you can speak up for your voice, not feeling worthy, not feeling good enough. Always, maybe trying to people please and trying to seem important to other people, of value, because you don't feel good enough with yourself. And it's important self-care, giving time and attention to ourselves, cultivate ourselves, get to know who we are, tend to that inner garden, love yourself, appreciate yourself. Sit every day, really sit every day, 15 minutes or more. Focus on your breathing, focus on your body sensations. Because in life, when you start moving towards your goals, stuff's going to happen that's going to bring up challenging emotions and feelings you're not used to. All of your old stuff is going to come up. Those limiting beliefs we talked about in the earlier videos, it's going to come up. But now you have a lot of tools to work through them. Now, if you've practiced every day doing your awareness practice, you've practiced being with what you feel. You've practiced being with the feelings, sensations, getting pulled away, and then you come back. Getting pulled away, thoughts pull you away. This is a waste of time doing this practice. You bring your attention back. So then you're out in life, something happens, you get pulled away and triggered. You're able to come back into your breathing. You're able to come back into the moment where your point of power is. And now you can start realigning back on track with that person you're becoming and feeling really good every day about yourself. Go, wow, I did it. Down below here, there's a link to my mindfulness program. It's absolutely free, no sign up required. It'll help you through all of these steps. And as well, down there's the link to the whole series where you can watch all the videos start to finish and really go through it a few times. It'll really help you to move forward more and more. You can probably hear the airplane going over above. It's quite loud to me. But those series will really help you in the mindfulness series. Really, what's the point of living if we can't be present with what we're experiencing in life? Isn't that the whole point? Experience? We're feeling beings. We're human beings that have emotions and feelings. We feel everything. If we don't feel everything, we don't get to experience all of our day. We get used to pushing away feelings we don't like, trying to get feelings we do like, spending all of our time avoiding what's right here. We get into the practice of coping in survival systems. So we're going to look, we look into the nervous system a lot in this series, of how we are triggered in fight or flight a lot, and into anxiety and worry and doubts and fears. The survival system, sympathetic nervous system, it's all about survival. Our subconscious mind, it doesn't care if we're happy and thriving, when there's a threat. It wants us to survive. That's top of the list, survival. We need to get out of the survival system. That's where the meditation, looking around, breathing every day. Okay, it's safe, it's safe. Affirming that it's safe to be ourselves, that turns off the survival system. And then it starts going from coping and just surviving into thriving, into creative mind thinking, rest and digest. You're going to digest your food better. You're going to have more energy in your body. All of the systems in your body are going to work better. Your immune system is going to support you better to be healthier and have more energy, more vitality. It's going to support extra energy for enthusiasm, curiosity, and excitement. When we're in survival mode, all of that stuff just shuts down our immune system, our digestive system. and our creative mind thinking, our body's ability to heal and recuperate, and excitement and enthusiasm. We don't need that. We need to survive. So all of the other stuff gets put on hold. So if you're finding yourself always stressed, this is going to help you, this series. And that mindfulness series down below, that's really going to help you a lot. And as well, if you meet a lot of challenges where you just don't know how to move through them, sure, this is helping, it's helping me to a certain point, but I need to really go deep. I work with hypnotherapy and mindfulness, and my name is Arnie Peterson, and I'm a counseling hypnotherapist in Victoria, BC, Hypnotherapy Victoria. And I work with people mostly online, but in person as well if you're local. And I offer a free 1-hour video consultation where we could really take the time to just get to know each other and see if it's a fit to work together, and talk to you about how I would help you, and me to kind of understand what's going on for you, your challenges and what your goals are. So if you're interested in that, you can just contact me and set that up. That's really easy. But otherwise, I really hope you've enjoyed this series. And if you like it, give it a thumbs up. Share it, pass it along, subscribe. It helps me to attract more people, to be able to help more people. So in fact, by doing that, you're actually helping me indirectly to help more people. And that's something to feel really good about. So I hope you've enjoyed the series, and I look forward to seeing you in the next series. I'm not sure what that topic is yet, but pretty soon I'll be starting a new topic. And I wish you, as usual, an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. And I'm really glad that we got to spend this time together and that you've watched this series.